Welcome to the Local Lowdown and find out what's happening in Lavaca County, Texas. Now here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the latest local lowdown.
Loco.
Yeah, well we are local in here sometimes, but we're bringing you the 24th and 25th editions of the county newspapers. But the big news we got for you today is that we've got our guest with us, Joe Jasek. Say hello, Henry.
Hello there, everybody.
There you go. So Henry's here with us. He's going to talk about his new column. And we realize it's not new, but Henry's been doing it, and it's just never really been, what you've not been getting any response.
I haven't got nothing.
No credit.
No, I mean, no news.
Oh.
It's just what I took maybe from the church bulletin, and then the Herman Sons, they send their meeting monthly. That's about it.
Okay, well, listen, everybody, I'm going to give you some information here where you can send any questions or anything you want to send to Henry via email, or they could call here in the office. What is that number? 798-2481. Okay. And if you want to comment or tell Henry anything about any social events that you've got coming up or family,
no sports.
No sports. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not for advertisers, so you've got to realize that this is strictly for families, events, fundraisers, birthdays,
right, Henry?
Anniversaries, yeah. Short the reunion notice, maybe.
Yeah. And the thing about it is we try to keep things pretty short for Moulton because we've got a small newspaper, and we might not always get his complete column in, but if it isn't in the paper, it will be all of it on the website, lavacacountytoday.com. Doesn't cost you a dime. Just go there, look under lifestyle, and his column will be there. Now, get your pen and write this down, as George Strait says. Write this down. It's going to all be lowercase letters, and it's going to be realtcs@zohomail.com. realtcs@zohomail.com. You got that, Michelle?
I got it.
Okay. I didn't include in the beginning there that you was here with us.
It's okay. They expect me to be here. Well, maybe not, but 2 weeks in a row I've got this going.
How about that? She made a record. She actually showed up. But Michelle's got some questions for you that popped up on the Facebook pages, and she's going to ask them right now.
All right. Mr. Clayton Meagle asked you, Henry.
Who?
Clayton Meagle was his name. He said, can you ask Mr. Jasek if he knew a Joe Mahalitz when he went to school in Moulton? Mr. Mahalitz is Clayton's great-grandfather.
Oh, so I answer?
Yes.
Yeah, I know Joe Mahalitz very well. We were neighbors, almost neighbors, when we lived in Novrad, and we went to school together in Novrad, and then also in Moulton High School.
Were y'all the same age, Henry?
And we're 10 days apart. He's 10 days younger.
All right.
All right. Well, Clayton Meagle, there you got it. Mr. Henry Joe knows your great-grandfather very well. He sounds like he was a good old guy.
What else you got over there, Michelle?
Well, Gary McBride wanted to tell you that, Henry, you are one of the finest men I know in Lavaca County. I respect you very much. If only more men would be like Henry Joe, what a great world this would be. My hat's off to you, my friend.
Thank you very much, Gary.
How about that?
I think a lot of you and your family also.
I'm not even going to blow the horn on that one.
I'm not either. And then we have, of course, that was a comment on the Hallettsville. Now remember, you can comment on any of our Facebook pages. We will see them all. And then back to the Moulton Eagle, we had someone call you Uncle Henry. Let's see who that was. Mava Jalufka. Uncle Henry Joe will do a great job revitalizing the town crier.
All right.
He is a walking book of wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Wisdom, sorry. He doesn't forget anything. and he can tell you what was happening on what day and what the weather was. She
That's
didn't
right.
say that. That's us.
Yeah, he could tell you if
Okay,
it was
that makes-
raining or not.
Thank you, Mabel. I like your comment.
All right. What else, Michelle? You got some more?
We have people that are, of course, saying that they're looking forward to the new column and this feature in the Molten Eagle, so that's great. And that was much about it. Everyone just saying what a great guy Henry is.
Well, Henry, kind of tell everybody where you got your start in the newspaper business. It was in Moulton, right?
Yeah, you're molding.
Yeah.
Well, I got my start in the newspaper business on August the 30th, 1956. I had just graduated from high school, and I was enrolled in business school in Austin. But then I was the last sibling to leave the house, and my dad had been suffering with cancer for many years, and I saw him slowly deteriorating. So I decided if a job comes up closer to my home where I can drive back and forth, that I would take it to help my mother with my ailing dad.
Now, who all worked with you over in the Moulton office?
When I started working, Edwin Gallia Jr. was the editor, and there was Jimmy Conchava and Gladys Molinek, and all are now deceased.
And who all before you wrote the town crier? Barbara and who else?
Betty Jean Meyer used to write it, and Barbara Ermis wrote it. And then it kind of went down, and nobody really sent anything. It just went down.
Yeah.
We're going back up, guys.
Yeah, and people can call in over here if that's more convenient for you. Then call, and Michelle or Ani in the front office, they'll take it down and they'll give it to Henry. Or you can use this email address that I just gave you, and it will be printed in the paper. I've already printed it and put it up on some ads. But anyway.
Or if you call him Monday and Tuesday, you can talk to the great Henry Joe yourself.
That's right. You
Because
can
he's
talk
here.
to him in person. And if you send these emails, because I use that address for several other things, in your subject line, if you would put Moulton, town crier, and I'll know exactly where it came from, and I'll give it to Henry, and when he writes his column, he'll include that. Well, Henry, what have you got planned for that column? It's going to be more like a social thing?
More or less social, yeah.
Kind of like your column in Hallisville?
Kind of like that, yeah. Anniversaries, birthdays, just whatever. Anything that, even like benefits, if it's fundraising benefits, they may be put in there.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Well, that sounds good. Michelle, you got anything that you want to add to this?
I do want to tell you that Henry's column could also be an advice column, because Henry gives great advice. So you go ahead, ask him a question, and he'll tell you how he thinks you should solve your problem. Right, Henry?
Well, I may try.
Well, let's run down the newspapers a little bit. You want to?
All right. Are we going to start with the Hallettsville?
Yeah. Our internet is out on us again, folks, so we're having to do this by hand, so you may hear some newspapers squeaking and screeching and whatever, but bear with us, and we're going to just go through them real quick.
Well, of course, in big news, Lane Leopold exhibits the Grand Champion steer, and so congrats to him. We were pretty astonished here at the newspaper. We've had 3 livestock shows now, Moulton, Yoakum, and Hallettsville, and by far Hallettsville netted the most profit. And I think in the other 2, or at least in Moulton, the Grand Champion steer went for about $7,000, and this one went for, I think, over 18. Do you know, Henry? Is that right?
18, and they said that was a record.
Well, Henry, you've got involved in these stock shows over the years, writing them up and stuff, haven't you? Or
Well, I used to, yeah. Now I don't do as much because somebody else does it. But
well, you still
I still type the winners or some of the donors and stuff.
Well, other than this column, Town Crier, that you're going to be doing for Moulton, what exactly do you do for the Tribune? What you type up copy and you send it out?
I guess you call me a copy editor. I I edit the copies and format them and stuff, and try to make the corrections and
And then you should-
newspaper. Well, also I do like on Wednesdays I do Luling and Yoakum. I do the newsstands. I put them together, and then I only work till usually noon on Wednesdays, and then I'm done for the rest of the week.
Yeah. So if you wanna talk to Henry personally on the phone, you can call here to the Hallettsville office. Michelle gave you that number a while ago, and he'll be here on Mondays and Tuesdays. So if you want to call in and add anything for him to include in his column, we'll be sure and do it. And like I said before, remember that if the entire column isn't in the paper, that it will be on the website, lavacacountytoday.com. So keep that in mind. And the email address again is realtcs@zohomail.com, which is all lowercase letters, realtcs@zohomail.com. So keep that in mind. And Henry, you have another job too.
Yeah, I've worked at Hofer's Drive-In part-time. It'll be 51 years on February the 15th. I started in 1983. I worked there, and then on August the 31st, 1981, the store got washed away with the Great Flood. And then for about maybe 6-7 months, while the new store was being rebuilt, we did business at the Hofer Truck Company, just a little piece west of the store. And then on April, let's see, what is it? April the, I forgot. May 1st, 1982 was the first day, full business of day in the new store. And it is still here in business today.
And who all did you work with that are not with us anymore?
Oh, well, a bunch of them, but some of the people I worked with there, well, Edwin Gallia worked there, Jimmy Conchavo worked there, there was Robert Yannock, Robert Bob Welfel,
Miss Seco.
Dorothy Seco. Well, yeah. All of these that I mentioned now, they're deceased.
Oh, I see.
And Dorothy Seco. Dolores. Did I say Dolores?
No, you didn't.
Dolores Kalupka. She's also deceased.
Yeah.
But Dorothy Seco is still living, and Virginia Hankey, Ann Kostelnik, Cindy Kutach. Oh, right. Let's see who else. There was a bunch of them.
No, that's all right. You don't have to name.
And Carol Hofer.
What about
Murray Montgomery? He worked there, and what did you call the column?
The Dung Beetle Saloon.
And he wrote the Dung Beetle Saloon for many years.
Yeah, and most all of the fellows that came in the Dung Beetle Saloon, many of them, including my little brother, are deceased. But that was quite an event. They could sell beer and drink beer in the back, and we decided that we'd start writing a little column about it, and it got to be real famous. And I've actually got it's online. You can go and just search out on Facebook, search out Dung Beetle Saloon, and I've got all the articles that I wrote. And if you want a good laugh, you need to take a look at that. But Henry, I wanted to ask you, when that old boy Murray Montgomery first came to work at Hofer's, what did you think about him? Didn't you tell people something about?
I didn't tell people, but I thought, he was kind of grouchy looking.
And sure enough, he was. It still is.
grumpy old man?
Yeah.
I got to add some more to I forgot James Coba. Did I say James?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I don't believe
And there's a few more I forgot. My fellow workers at Hofer's. James Coba was the manager at the time, and Nick Hofer was the owner. And then we had and they're both deceased. And then Paul Velkel, he just passed away, and Fred Kovanitz Jr. And I said Dolores Kalupka.
Mm-hmm. What about Jerry Tim?
Jerry Tim was manager. He's still living. But I hope I didn't forget anybody because it's a lot of names.
Well, we kind of put you on the spot with that because your memory's so good. I guarantee you I couldn't remember all of them. But let's get back to the newspapers. Where were you at when I abruptly interrupted
well, we
you,
were
Michelle?
talking about the stock show. And then, of course, if you've been in the area, you've probably been using more of a boat for transportation than a car lately because we've had a lot of rain. And Henry was talking about the Great Flood of 1981. We didn't get that close, but the Lavaca River was up, wasn't it, Henry?
Very much.
And Henry, how much rain did you get at your house?
You mean then or
No, just total.
today? Like this time?
Yeah.
We got 9 inches.
So 9 inches is what Henry got. Some other reports on Facebook from Hallettsville. I don't know, where is the Mont area, Henry? Do you know where that is?
Yeah. The Mont area is kind of, it'd be this way, so that'd be just a little piece, that'd be southwest, I guess.
Between here and Yoakum, right?
Yeah, it is up the road between
Okay,
here and Yoakum.
they also received 10 inches, 10 and a half on Bowie Street.
Bowie Street?
You know where that is? Farm
Yeah,
Road,
sure.
1891, had a total of 9.75. Someone else in Mont had 8.2. Near the high school, that's where you live, Henry, had 8 inches, which you had 9, so you got a little luckier. Or he didn't dump out his rain gauge all the way. Looks like the most reported was 10.9 for Sublime. So thank you all. We're going to look through all of these comments and see where everyone was getting a... Oh, wait, there's a 10.8 on County Road 198. And then Apples Hill got 11.9.
Wow.
That is a lot. So thank you all for responding. Murray and I will look at it some more and kind of maybe it'll be in the paper. If you have any pictures, send that. So lots of rain.
Yeah, you bet. And it was very welcome rain. And of course, at a point, sometimes you can say, well, maybe we need to back off just a little bit and let the sun shine and maybe dry things out. But Clayton Kelly, our reporter over in that area of Moulton, he said that Farm to Market Road 532 between Moulton and Gonzales was flooded. And I lived in Gonzales for 18 years, and I can verify that that road floods, and it's a very dangerous road if you've ever had to drive it, especially at night. But what else, Michelle? You got anything
With
else?
election season coming up, we're going to have a lot of information, of course, in our newspapers about candidates, questions for the candidates. But we also have the hospital board is calling for their election in May. So that's another election that's going to take place. The chamber just reelected, I think, their board. And you can learn all about who's on their board and president and all new positions at their banquet that's set for January 31st.
Well, you know, we've got an old boy sitting here that he also got an award at one of those banquets here in Hallettsville. And what was it that you got? I'm talking.
Oh, Mr. Hospitality.
Mr. Hospitality.
That was back in 2014.
2014.
I guess you can't get it again because he would get it every year.
Yeah, he get it every year.
I doubt that.
He's a very popular little fellow.
And then, Henry, you have a new trivia question, right?
Yeah. Let's see, I didn't even know.
It's what was the name of the American sitcom about a couple who moved from New York to run down rural country farm despite his wife's objections? So that's the new one. And Ms. Margie Price was the winner of the old one. And Margie's been sick, right, Henry?
Yeah, I haven't heard from her just one time, and she hadn't called, so I don't know how she is now.
So we hope she's doing better, because she is a frequent trivia question answer girl.
Who are your regulars that usually call in on that trivia for the town chatter?
Well, Margie is, and then Wayne Adams, Hubert Gerlich, and Daniel Droz, Marty Potek, Joe, Joe. Oh, I can't think his last name.
He don't mind. I'm sure
Joe, you know who you are.
he'll call in and tell you. But no,
it's Joe Siptuck.
Oh, okay. Well, you've been doing that town chatter for a while too, haven't you?
It's been like 20 plus years. I took it over when Annette Novak used to do it, and she passed away a long time ago, so then I kind of took it over, and I've been doing it since.
And what have we got coming up, Michelle, as far as events, chamber banquets?
The chamber banquet in Hallettsville next Thursday, the 31st. Yoakum is tonight, and Shiner is next Friday, the 2nd. So.
All right. Well, we have a lot of events coming up, and we need to let everybody know who they can contact, Michelle, as far as if they want their things to get in the paper. Does Clayton have an email address, or do y'all do they just call here
They
for
just call us or Nadine and Yoakum, and that number is 361-293-5266.
And Clayton, he'll be glad to write the stories, but you need to tell him what's going on. We hear a lot of things, and we send our reporters out on things that we hear, but the ordinary public has got things coming up that maybe we don't know about. So we would appreciate you contacting us. Basically, Moulton right now is what this podcast is about because of Henry Joe and his new column. But we're looking forward to you folks sending in more things for Henry to write about. Like I said, you got a lot of plans for that column as far as social and
different.
And where were you? That part of the county over there, you went to work at the Moulton newspaper. But where did you go to school, and where were you born, and where was the family farm and all that?
Okay, I was born on the family farm in the Norad community on November the 17th, 1937, and I was the youngest of 5 siblings, and the only boy.
Well, I bet.
And then I went to school at Norad. And I went till the 9th grade, and then the school closed, and I finished in Moulton High School my sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Well, so you were the only boy in the family?
Right.
Well, you wasn't spoiled, were you?
Yeah, they spoiled me pretty well.
Yeah. And how many sisters did you
I
have?
had 4 sisters, and 3 of my sisters are deceased, and I have 1 sister living, and she's Angie Jalifka of Moulton.
And how old is Angie?
Angie's 88, and you'd never know it. She mows the lawn, she cleans window panes. You just can't stop her.
Kind of like Henry Joe.
Yeah.
It's in the genes.
Yeah, it runs in the family, I guess. Well, Michelle, what else we got as far as newspaper?
We want to thank Hospice of South Texas for advertising with us. They're advertising their new move, which I think is right across the street, but there is an address in here. And look for a little bit more of a press release as to what Hospice of South Texas offers and why they're doing this move. That's going to be coming up in our next edition. But I do want to thank them. Hospice is a very important part of our community and part of someone's end-of-life journey. So Thanks for all they do.
And we have Ehlers coming up, right? Advertising.
Yes, Ehlers will be in next week's paper. They're having their big sale, so look forward to seeing that. And then, do you want me to do the obituaries now?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Go ahead.
So in Hallettsville, we have Jean Marie Bohuslav. Jean Marie Bohuslav of Kamensky passed away at the age of 87. Judith Catherine Schneider. 87 of Hallettsville, passed away peacefully on Saturday, January 13, 2024. And then at the age of 82, we have Murtis Gene Scheffler. Mr. Scheffler was still going strong, and he collapsed in the arms of his daughter, Crystal, and dear neighbor and friend, Chris Berger, with the cattle standing by reverently. So that is how he passed, and so our condolences to all of their families.
I don't think we had an obituary in Moulton this week. That Miss Bohuslav, she's from Moulton, Henry?
Well, yeah, she was from Kamensky, which is close to Moulton.
And we didn't. And I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't send that to us from Moulton, did they?
Was it in there? You got
no, we didn't.
No, it wasn't in. I did type it,
Yeah, but I don't think they may not have asked.
Yeah, it was just for the Hallettsville paper.
Oh, yeah, it's
She
in
did
house.
graduate from Moulton High School, so.
Yeah, and if y'all would like to have it in Moulton, just let us know and we'll put it in there. Take the same obit from the Tribune to the Moulton Eagle.
Yeah, we don't take it. We don't take it for granted that you want your obituary in another paper besides the one you send it to. So if you want it to be in Moulton, send it to Henry Joe or send it here to the paper, and Henry Joe will take care of typing it up. And when I do the Moulton paper as far as putting the pages together, and we'll be sure and get that obituary in there. That's one other thing I was going to say too about these obituaries. All these obituaries for our 4 local papers, Hallettsville, Moulton, Yoakum, and Shiner. All those obituaries are on that website, LavacaCountyToday.com. You can go there and you can look at them, and you don't have to subscribe to that website to see those obituaries. They'll always be free for you to look at. What else, Michelle?
I think Catholic Schools Week is coming up for all of our local Catholic schools, and I think Murray and I have mentioned this before. We're very lucky that in our county we do have 2 Catholic schools that are full, like grades pre-K through 12, which that is hard to come by. I know Schulenburg has one that only goes to 8th grade. St. Joe and Yoakum, they only go to 8th grade, but they are also one of our county Catholic schools. So it's information, I know, in the Hallettsville and Shiner papers about that celebration coming up.
Well, Henry, did you ever go to Catholic school, or you always went to public school?
No, we lived 7 miles from Praha. They had a Catholic school, but back then 7 miles was a long way on dirt roads and stuff. So no, I just went to, started in Novorad, which is just about half a mile from my house, from our house in Novorad.
What about you, Murray?
What about me, what?
Did you go to Catholic school?
No, I didn't.
I did.
No, I sure didn't.
No one cares, but
You
I
and
did.
St. Paul,
I did go to St. Paul.
but yeah, okay.
Okay,
Well,
well,
isn't the grade school St. Ludmilla still?
That is correct. Henry.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too, Henry, what does that word Novorad, what does it mean in English?
The word Novorad means New Castle.
Newcastle.
Uh-huh.
I'll be darned. Well, Michelle,
I think we're moving to Shiner.
yeah, let's move on because we're
So
getting.
in Shiner, like I had mentioned about the Catholic Schools Week, and their heritage quilters, they're always busy and their show is coming up. So always look at our papers. We have information about their latest donations and what they've been up to. It talks about how you can get tickets to the chamber banquet. They're $40, and you get to play bingo.
All right.
You even get a bingo dauber. You want to go, Henry?
It's on Wednesday, this Wednesday?
No, that one's on next Friday.
Do you play bingo, Henry?
Oh, I used to play bingo, but I don't really have time now. Which one is next Friday?
Shiners.
Oh, Shiner.
Next
you could-
Wednesday is Hallett's.
Yeah, right, that's what I thought.
Well, you could go drive over to Shiner, and they got plenty of good places to eat, which is very important to me.
Oh,
and you.
yeah. I like to eat.
Henry had some liver and onions this week, didn't you, Henry?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was delicious.
Not have to pass on that one, but
Me too.
Oh, no, it's healthy for you.
That's why Henry's. How old are you, Henry?
I'm 86.
86. So eat your liver and onions, guys. It's the secret. And then we had an obituary in Shiner. Mr. Hubert Novak. Mr. Hubert Novak, 89 of Shiner, passed away on Monday, January 15th, 2024.
did you know Mr. Novak?
Yeah, I knew Mr. Novak and his sister, Loretta Novak, who's now married to Tony Anak. She was in my grade in Moulton High School, and so was her husband, Tony.
Is he the band guy?
No.
Does he play music? Isn't there
No,
a Tony Anak?
he was Tony Anak, but that was a different one. He was
Oh.
from Yoakum. But this Tony, they live in Moulton, right across the street from the school.
Well,
And they're very nice people.
you were talking a while ago about Paul Velkel.
Yeah, Paul Velkel. Yeah, he passed away in December, I think. And I worked with him. and he was the nicest person. He always was friendly, had a smile on his face.
Yeah,
And he
Paul.
was real tall, and he walked real straight. So I was really surprised when he just went down so fast.
Yeah.
But he will be missed. He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Yeah, Paul was my neighbor, and we talked occasionally, and every now and then he would. I remember one time we were remodeling the house and working pretty hard, and Paul, I could see him, from my house to his, and he'd come out in his front yard, and he was taking it easy, and he'd hold up a beer and wave it at me like, here, boy, here's what you're missing. But yeah,
Oh, Paul.
Paul, he was a good man.
Oh, he was good, and you could see how many people were at his funeral. It was a capacity crowd.
Well, go ahead, Michelle. What you got?
Murray, your column appeared in a couple of our papers, I know for sure. It was titled "America's Decline: A Country No Longer Governed by Law and Order."
Yeah, I kind of let my feelings spill out a little bit as to some of the things that are going on in our country right now. That I don't know. It's for people like me and Henry and older folks. We have a hard time dealing with what we're seeing. Isn't that right, Henry?
It is. It's just unreal what's going on.
But
And it's kind of frightening. Hopefully, it'll get better one day.
yeah, we try not to be political, but I think you can read between the lines on my column and see kind of what I feel about it. But anyway, we got what you got over Potex is advertising.
Yeah, Potex has their sale, which again we thank them every week. We also have ads in a lot of our papers that are advertising, of course, our local lowdown, but also telling you what our new email address, which is REALTCS at zohomail.com.
That TCS stands for Talk Common Sense. So if you can't remember, well,
Real Talk Common Sense.
yeah.
Because we all have such.
No, yeah, Henry's got a lot of
I
common.
wore my glasses today.
I say, well, now you can see.
Can you see that I can see better? That's great. Finally. And let's see. Then we have our classifieds. And we have Sports Corner, of course, by Sloan. And then what's pretty much closing out. We do want to thank Lavaca Medical Center. They are advertising a lot this week. They have over, I think, 4 ads in all of our papers.
Wow.
A half a page in all 4. And then some other ads in several of the papers.
Well,
Thanks to them.
while we were in Hallettsville, did we mention little Chucky Groff
No.
in sports?
I just skipped right over him.
Yeah, oh,
He's going to be mad, huh?
yeah. Well,
All right. Well, Chuck is doing a great job in sports. We have soccer and basketball going on now, so go check out all of that. How long has Chuck been doing sports with you, Henry?
What's that?
How long has Chuck been doing sports, would you say?
Well, he's been doing sports, I don't know, close to 50 years, probably.
50 years of
But,
Chuck Groff sports.
But he would write the sports and drop it off at the paper, and then I would, type it up. But then in June of 1987, he started working full time, and that's, yeah.
And now he's here.
He's still
every
here.
day.
yeah. Henry Joe's sitting in a squeaky chair.
Oh, I forgot.
This is a chair that somebody accused me of farting on the podcast.
Henry,
Because
are
they-
you farting?
Because they heard this chair squeaking and somebody accused me of farting. I promise you folks, we do not fart on this podcast. Now,
Maybe.
Henry's like me, he likes to swing around in that chair, but just pay no attention to the squeaks, friends. That's all it is the chair.
We're
And
gonna
one
get
good
a
thing
new one.
about it is if you really do fart, we can blame it on the chair.
That's right.
That's how to blend right on in.
All right, and then we do have some rain reports. Thank you for those who responded on Facebook. They had 9 inches in Hohine, 10 inches near Ponderosa, and 10.5 in Town Shiner by Rachel Mitcha. Sorry.
All right. Well, are we ready to go over to Yoakum now?
We're moving right along. Let's do it.
We're going over to Nadine and Allison's part of the world, and Michelle's going to tell you a little bit about what's going on over there.
And I will say that Yoakum's always a little bit harder for me because I don't know as much and I have to look at the paper. But Jimmy writes about how the court accepts the county treasurer's retirement. So you can read all about that. Jimmy always does a good job of covering all of the commissioner's court, elections, news like that. What else do we have, Henry? Did you read the Yoakum paper this week? Sure enough, we haven't got to it yet.
Well, Henry, how long has Nadine been over there in Yoakum? A while?
It's been a while. I think she worked and then she quit for a while. I think they moved away and then she came back. So she's been there quite a long time.
Yeah.
And
she came back because she missed it so much.
See, that is Yoakum Farm, and they have their. You see that in there? They're going to have their brisket deal. It's in Mark Herchek's column.
All right. So Mr. Herchek is a Yoakum fire chief, and he has a column every week. So we thank him for adding to our newspapers and our newspaper family with his knowledge. And so read his column. And there's also a book program going on. And then I'm going to go to the obituaries. We have 4 obituaries in the Yoakum Herald Times. We have Agnes Vrana. Agnes, nicknamed Lily Vrana, age 96, joined her heavenly family January 17th. 96, Henry, that's a good age.
Good age.
Annette Marie Starry, 87, passed away on December 9th. And she was born in April 6th of 1936. So a year before you, right, Henry? Or were you born in 1936?
No, 37.
37. All right, and then we have Donald L. Janacek, 78, passed away on January the 18th.
That's my relative, distant relative.
So we're sorry to Henry for losing that relative. And then we have Christy Fabergese. Christy Lynn Fabergese, 55, of Houston, passed away peacefully on January the 10th. It looks like she was born in San Diego, California. I'm not sure completely of her ties to Yoakum, but we know that all of these have brought their families and friends and acquaintances great loss, because death is not an easy thing. So we wish everyone the best in dealing with that, and our condolences for sure.
Yeah, you bet. And so, Henry, you knew that one fella. You said you were kin to that one fella there.
I didn't personally know him, but I'm probably like his grandfather. I'm sure we're kin because my grandmother was Mary Jasek, and we're kin to all the Janacheks.
Well, we appreciate too Mark Luby and his sports. Right, Michelle? Do you have anything in there?
And then we also have some reports from the Yoakum Stock Show, so definitely check on those. I think this is the second run, so it's more the reserved and reserve champions. We did grand champions last week. And then let's see what else we got going on in Yoakum. Results from the 35th annual Christmas Tree Forest. So 35 years is pretty long to have an event going on. So see the results of that. And then another great column by Murray of Snap of the Shutter Freezes Time. And so he's talking about one of my favorite things, which is photography. So learn some tips from a man who knows a lot.
Well, it's a thing that I started into photography when I was 17 years old, and started sweeping out a photography studio, and I was already bitten by the photo bug, and it's been a big part of my life for years. That I've owned half owner in a studio, I've freelanced, and I totally enjoyed it. But I think one of the things that I mentioned it in this column that always fascinated me about photography was when you pick up your camera, I don't care if it's your camera phone or whatever, and when you snap that shutter, you have frozen time.
It's the only way to freeze time.
That's right. That moment will never happen again, but you captured it. So that always fascinated me, and for you folks that are into photography, I think you can agree with that.
Yeah. And I think you can nowadays always know a photographer at heart, but if you ever picked up their iPhone or any, I guess, phone you have and look through their pictures, if they have pictures of things that make absolutely no sense to you, they're probably a photographer. Because people always are like, why did you take a picture of a tree? Because it was like the coolest tree I've ever seen.
Yeah,
right?
it was there.
Right?
It was there.
So it's very different to see the world through a photographer's eye, I think.
Well, Henry Joe, if you got anything to chime in on as she's going through these papers, if you hear something there that you want to comment on, we'll pop in there and let us know. We've gone through all of them pretty much, except what we
The
did.
Molten Eagle, but we kind of talked about Molten with Henry.
We talked about it a whole lot. The big news in the Molten Eagle is Henry Joe Jasek's, and we will call it a new town crier, which some people might disagree with, but he's been doing this for years. It's just now getting the recognition it deserves, and it's fixing to be promoted, and it's going to be in that paper every week. And
that chicken dinner is this weekend. Very own editor or managing editor Bobby Hurechka is going to be there frying chicken. So if you want to tell him some news, you can do that, or just get your chicken plate.
Where's the chicken at?
It's in Moulton, Henry.
Oh.
At it's by the Sons of Legion in Moulton. It doesn't say where you can pick them up, does it?
Chicken.
read that off so that all the people can hear you about what they're going to have.
It says members of the Moulton Sons of Legion. Go ahead, Henry. Squadron.
The members of the Moulton Sons of the Legion Squadron 392 will serve up fried chicken plates to go only at $12 a plate. And the menu will be three pieces of chicken, potato salad, pinto beans, and serving time will be from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And this is on Sunday, January the 28th.
So that'll be this coming Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's
yes, this Sunday.
Now is that a fundraiser, Michelle?
I would 100% think so.
yeah, because that's for the Sons of Herman.
See, so that's the kind of stuff that you'll have in your column.
Okay, see, it's too late for that.
Oh yeah, it's too late, but that
soon to come every week. You can check that out.
You bet.
And in Moulton, they had only 6 inches of rain. I say only, but I guess you could chuckle at that.
Well,
that's what
that's
was reported.
That's pretty much where the headwaters of the Lavaca.
Well,
doesn't it start there, Henry?
Yeah, it starts. It starts kind of west of Moulton.
And no one has reported in Yoakum yet, so get on. Let us know how much rain y'all got over there.
Well, this morning, as we were having our weekly staff meeting, we got to talk to Luling again, and Henry you got to meet that lady. You didn't know she was inside that telephone. You were talking to her.
I was wondering who that was.
She's the writer and what
I came late for the meeting, so y'all probably introduced her first before I came, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
I didn't know who she was, but I saw her on the telephone.
Well, we were glad that she comes to these meetings via the telephone, and I was going to ask her this morning, but I didn't get around to it about that good barbecue place over there.
Nicole, we're going to come have some food with you, so you better
Nicole, we're coming to City Market. I believe that's the name of it.
That's what it is.
I think that's what they call
They have
it.
the best barbecue sauce ever.
Yeah, I had a good friend.
It's good.
When I lived in Gonzales, I had a good friend, and he was also a photographer, and we would just roam the country on weekends just taking pictures. And we'd always go over there to that City Market. And he loved to get that sausage, put it on that butcher paper or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even a plate.
Yeah, and he'd squirt that that sauce on that butcher paper, and he'd took that sausage and he'd say, "I'm making tracks with this sausage," and he'd make his tracks, and then we would eat up. That's some good stuff over there, Nicole.
We're coming for you, Nicole. And Nicole did a great job reporting on the livestock show. I know she was very busy. She got a quote from Ranger Burkhalter, and this little guy says, "I've been waiting for this my whole life."
All right.
That's the thing. Murray and I talk about it a lot. For you high school kids, always know that someone little is looking down and waiting their turn to be just like you.
Yep.
So, be a good role model, guys.
Be a good role model. That's true. Especially like these guys that play all these sports and football and what have you, and the little ones are looking up to you. You know, so you got to give them a good example. So, anything else, Michelle?
Sorry, I'm still getting over this call.
No, that's all right.
But there are a bunch of advertisers that supported the livestock show with their congratulatory ads this week. So we do want to thank. There was 14 of those, so 14 advertisers, and we're always looking for more to support the kids and make sure that our newspaper gets out every week. Because as Murray would say, we like to get a paycheck, don't we, Henry?
You betcha.
Oh yeah, we need one big time.
You betcha. You know, and the more people that subscribe to that paper and advertise in that paper, well then maybe me and Henry, Joe, and Michelle will get a big raise.
We just want to get paid.
Well, anyway, Henry, we're glad that you came back here and spent a little time with us, and hopefully you'll do that again, and we'll talk.
I may do that again.
We'll talk.
It wasn't too bad, was it, Henry?
Not really.
Okay, well, I'm going to say my goodbyes, and then I'll let Henry and Michelle. But thanks, friends, for tuning in, and be sure and send your stuff over here to Henry, and where he can include it in his column. So, goodbye from Murray, and now, Henry, you can say your goodbyes.
Okay, I guess it's time for me to say goodbye.
Say it in chat.
Yeah, say it and check.
And God bless everybody who's listening, and I hope you found it interesting. And I'll say it in Czech, Spanem Bohem, which means God be with you.
All right, that's a good way to end it. Okay, Michelle,
Okay,
wrap it up.
Unfortunately, I can't speak any other languages today, but I will thank Henry for coming. Mary and I, let me just tell y'all, we had to work a little hard on Henry to get here and there this morning, but we're glad that he came. I just want y'all to know that I sing a song to Henry almost every day that he's here, and it says that Henry Joe's the greatest guy I know.
All right.
It is a lot of truth behind that. I have enjoyed every moment of getting to work with Henry, and I am amazed at his vast knowledge and date recollection. So he is a great guy, and I'm glad he's got a new column. I look forward to reading it. I want to tell Murray he's doing an amazing job with the Molten Eagle. It looks very polished.
Thank you.
I said the other day, I won't tell you how old Murray is because he may get mad at me. But for a man over 70,
81.
It has a very modern look to it, and I appreciate the changes he's made a lot in the Molten Eagle. So I think I'm taking over some more of Hallettsville this week, so wish me the best of luck in my new adventure here at the Tribune Herald. But to all, have a wonderful weekend, enjoy what you're going to do, and stay safe, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.